Oh, yes. Just reading this magazine called Out. Yes, August 17th. You know, I've had some difficulty about exactly how to communicate. I noticed that I have quite a few additional friends on Facebook, and used to be I tried to keep it like maybe 50 to 100 of them so I could have 100 tags of those that I thought they would be interested in what my videos are. But I noticed that in one of my Facebook profiles, I'm up to like 350 friends. Phew. I don't know how some of them got there. Was somebody helping me with getting additional friends? It's almost if the whole world wants to know when the United States is going to enforce the laws so that I can make that those special videos where I'm residing in a hotel, sleeping in a bed, and able to bathe in a bathtub, while at the same time talking to Marilyn about what she wants to do about my sister being her image instead of herself. And then I'm talking to my sons about what we're going to do, but not in the same bathtub, not in the same bathroom, so that the rest of the world can know that the United States decided to enforce the laws. Now, Out happens to have a certain, well, I guess you would say a market. Those that really like this type of periodical, and it's geared towards, it's orientated to those that are homosexuals. But I'm thinking that I might not have enough friends, or I'm not using social networking the way that I should. Now, this is interesting because I did look at this a couple days ago. Oh, look at this. Trump's travel ban in Atlanta. Anthony Romero. And then there's some police right here at a Berkeley protest. Ooch, ooch, ooch. Do you wear riot gear when that happens? What happens when the police riot against the rights of American citizens? Do you lose your riot gear? Do I get to have that as my own personal riot gear when I sue you as a police department? I mean, of the assets that have been purchased using the taxation, do I get every patrol car and every well, I would think that I could have ownership of everything. Because when police departments riot against the enforcement of the laws, don't they lose the actual ownership of the building? I mean, we could get you a little shed and you could call it the police department. You could use your own vehicles and just put a little something on the top of it. You could provide your own. Why don't you get me the actual ownership of every asset of every police and sheriff's department and all of those in the FBI, food, and any and all law enforcement? Because in my mind, I have seen a lot of used police vehicles that have been sold because you replace them. But wouldn't it be somewhat beneficial for me to be able to sell every vehicle in every police department so that I myself could enrich myself because a police department's refusing to enforce the law? So I'm going to want to know. I could sell that as used riot gear. Pooh. I could sell every asset of every police department. You could use your own vehicles to police, and you could get one of these little lights that you put on the top, like Starskin's Hutch had. Now, I'm thinking that if you can auction off police vehicles that you no longer use, I can auction off every police vehicle that you will not have the right to use. Why don't you give me the actual assets of those that are in law enforcement? For some reason, they have no problem with terrorizing American citizens. They have no problem not enforcing warrants. They have no problem enriching an industry because of their excessive amounts of bail. They have no problem getting paid for shows. They have no problem violating the laws of the United States. And as that citizen that really thinks, okay, I do have the actual right to sue for every asset of every police department, including the actual building that you're employed in. You can get a fucking shed to work out of. Now, exactly what's necessary in law enforcement? A vehicle, a radio system, some lights and a siren, a 911 number to call. Is Watson on 911? Excuse me, Watson. Could you call emergency services? I'd like to know if Watson is listening in on the conversation. You know, we look through the emergency services. Does everybody in the Army? Oh, give me all 911 phone calls that have been redirected to your top secret dogfish family that is being programmed by Watson. Because as I understand it, choo, 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 I'm going to want to know all 911 phone calls right the fuck now, Watson.